frame helps. It's fucking Monday. I don't want to do anything. Just gonna play video games. Yeah? Sound good? Sound good? Sounds good. Yeah, no, it's the start of the week. I'm not ready for shit. At all. I don't like starting out the week in a shitty mood. But here we are. Sup, Fruity? How's it going, friend? Oh, grip it and rip it. Am I quiet? How does that happen? Is that better? Am I louder now? I think I was also talking a little less loudly than normal and generally not facing my microphone. Hey! It didn't. Oh my god, why is it quiet though? Hold on a second. I can fix this. Probably. Right? Sounds, please? Hey, sound? Oh, helps go into the right settings though. Hold on. Hang on a minute. Is that better? Are we louder now? Are we good? I guess music's probably louder than normal too, though. Hold on. Let's turn that down. Is this better? That's better? Okay. Okay, good. Alright, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate knowing when my sound's all fucked up. If I need to change it at all throughout, let me know. But yeah, hey friend, how's it going? How are you doing? Ah! That's me today. That's the summation of where I am. It's pretty great. I'm glad you're doing good. Or at least okay. I'm glad you're doing okay. We'll take it. We'll take any goodness right now. Trying to think of what I gotta say. What? Hey! Bees? Bees. How? Why? Many questions. Oh no, not bees. How'd she get full of bees? Fruity! Fruity! How'd you get your character full of bees? How did you manage that? Ya goober. There's the good sounds. Is a zombie full of bees and she got stung by the bees? Did she just get stung or did the bees decide to colonize her body? That's the question. I guess that's what I'm confused about. Are there bees in her body now? If so, doesn't sound great. Hold on, I gotta move my microphone again. Now that we fixed the sound, I can put it back to where it was. And hopefully it's fine. Hey, yo. I don't remember what happened last time we were playing, but that's fine. You're full of bees. That sounds like you're full of bees. Oopsies. Oops all bees. Hold on, I gotta move everything before I, like, punch my soda or my water and spill it all over my desk. It was precariously close to my capture card, and that's not what we want. We don't want that. Alright, what do we got? Leaving the nest. Were we? Oh god, we're so close to the end. We got 1 day left. Amaretta.
Amaretta, I know you're in there. Miss Lilith, open the door.
Everything's instantly better now that Amaretta is here.
Oh no, it's Dr. Chartreuse.
Dad?
It's all right. You can open the door.
Okay, alright.
What is going
Dad?
on here? You must return.
No. I will not go back to the lab. In there, I am just a homunculus. And
You're a
you
sweet
are the
baby.
same as the lab. What I need is not my creator, but Lilith.
You say you don't need me? You who was created by me say this?
We still
Yes.
love you though, Chartreuse. Don't worry.
I don't need you to be complete.
Oh, those words. Now I know how painful they can be. I don't want you to suffer as I have. Miss Lilith, I leave Amaretta to you.
We have Daddy's blessing. Everything is fine.
Oh,
Instantly,
Thank you,
everything is better
Creator.
now.
I thought we'd have to fight him. I don't want to fight any more teachers.
I do.
That teacher guy seems pretty broken up. Should I go check on him?
That teacher guy. You know, the alchemy professor. That teacher guy. Get out of here, Gaff.
Gaff, you need to be more careful. Stay out of my room for a few days. You're lucky it wasn't Amaretta's flask. But you cracked the soul container.
Oh, Jesus.
The spirit inside the vortex is escaping. My room is too small to set up a rune. Amaretta, stay in this room. Promise me. If you leave, I'm sleeping on the sofa.
What a threat. But also, fucking Gaff, ruining everything.
I sensed a high-level rune.
Oh?
And there you are,
Oh?
Calvaros. But more importantly, how could this be? That's the Lemegaton. I thought I had that.
It's all mine, buddy.
How could she have stolen it? Is that girl more powerful than me?
Our sweet, sweet boy.
I am free! What are you doing?
Oh, you know.
Trying to summon that devil? But why would you?
Reasons.
To fulfill the conditions of your contract with Grimlet, of course.
Undo the rune right now, or else...
Or what? You gonna punch
Come on,
me?
you're up against me.
30 minutes, okay. Well, we can probably do that. Hold on, I gotta turn it down. Had to turn it up, now I'll turn it back down. Let's...
Jeez.
How many do we have? 8 in total?
Jeez.
Send y'all up there. And then... all of them down here?
Jeez.
Oh, God.
It's about time.
We should summon a bunch of phantoms. That's what we should do. Phantoms and what else? Dragons, obviously. How could I forget? How could I be so foolish? Alright, let's get that. And a chaos nest? Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, I don't like that there. I'm just concerned that they're gonna summon ghosts. And that's not gonna be fantastic for me. In the slightest. Really.
It's about time.
Yeah, we'll just have them go back and forth for now. Please be done. Please be done. And then by the time those level up, I'll have enough to summon a dragon. Oh no. Wow, they're just really showing up. Like, immediately. That's a problem. Oh, that's because they just live there. They live there. Okay, alright. I wonder if this could be a potential situation where I could destroy all their runes. Unlike that terrible level we did last time. That cat just blew my cat up. We're gonna restart real fast. Because I think they started showing up because my demons got a little too close. So we'll not get that close this time. It's very dramatic. It's extremely dramatic and we love it. How's it going, Jody? How are you doing? Let's get our necromancy boys and what do you mean I can't build there? Oh, it's too dark. Okay, we'll put them there then. That is the right one, right? Think so? It is. Okay. In a moment of panic there where I thought maybe I had done it bad. Can we... I am existing at this point. We're here. That's about all. Just defend there. Don't go any further. I don't need you drawing their attention. Just already ready for the semester to be done and for everything to stop being wildly out of my control. I can deal with some things not being, you know, something I can deal with immediately, but when like everything in your life is like that, it's kind of not fantastic. Yeah, so, you know, it's fine. We'll just sit here and play video games and pretend that things are okay for a little bit. Hey! Let's get a dragon. Let's start getting a dragon. Okay. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I need... Dragon Boy. Let's get some phantoms as well. I would like to get a bit more... They've already got a dragon. Hi, Mama! Yeah! What are you doing? I don't know that Fruity has access to the It's Fine emote anymore. But, thank you for the contribution to the reading stream. Do you want to say hi? She... Hi! You're yelling at Beacon down there. Would you like to say hello? Would you like to say hello? Little Bean? Yeah. Your face is wet. Now my face is wet. No, Lamia! Why? I can't play with you right now. I need you to know that. I love you. And I'm glad that you love me too. But I can't hold you all stream, okay? Okay. Ugh. There you go. Our good girl. They should. Fruity, you should make your own It's Fine emote. ASAP. Get on it. Hold on, scooting over a little bit. Okay. Do it. Make it happen. It'll be great. No regrets. Hey, ghosties, if you could not blow up here, that would be cool.
My lord.
Would love that. Okay, there is a dragon up here, and that's making me extremely uncomfy. If I can get my dragon, then I can maybe send it up that way, use a Grimulkin to put it to sleep, and then go ham? Mayhaps? Let's go here. All y'all. Actually, just y'all. And then patrol a little bit. Not very far. I don't need you patrolling very far. Ooh. Ooh. Almost bad. No, actually, I want them to go up here. Hey, Grimulkin? Hey, bud. I would like him to just stay here for now. I would like 2 dragons to go up there. Dragon, if you could stop moving, that would be cool. Okay? Okay. The concern was real. Good. One day, I think you mean now? Now. Okay, fine now. Okay, fine now. Go get him! Go get him! I think you can always be bothered for, It's Fine emote. Excuse me. Excuse me. I do have the butt lady rune. That might be good to do. Can we get this dragon up here with our other dragon? Possibly, maybe. Then I'll make an extra imp to have specifically for making butt ladies. Buddy, if you could make a butt lady right there, that would be great. Dragon's still just hanging out up there, right? Yeah, he's not doing anything. Make that butt lady. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That is a Grimulkin coming at us. Please put one of the useless creatures to sleep, you fucking garbage creature. No, 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 don't go. Stay here. Bad. Bad. What is coming at us? Another Grimulkin. Kill it! Good job. Good job! Stop! I need all of them to, like, not do what they're doing. Preferably. Alright, if both my dragons could be awake now, that'd be great. Love that. Oh no.
My lord.
What is it doing? What is it? What was it doing? Are they awake now? No. No. Okay. Just trying to get my egg far enough away from it that it wasn't gonna hurt him. Where are you going?
I swear by my sword.
Oh.
Jeez.
What are they doing and why are they doing it?
My lord, it's my honor.
There is so much happening right now. Let's go ahead. Where did the Grimalkin go? Did they kill my cat? They killed my cat. Yikes, they got a strong boy. Did they kill? Okay. Alright. This fucking idiot over here told him defend, and he was just like, I'm just gonna stay here for a bit. We're just not gonna actually do anything. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what is happening over here now? Wait, where did my Grimalkin go? Why did it go where it went? What are you doing? Put it to sleep. Kitty friends. You idiots.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
I swear by my sword.
Get 'em. Just do the dang thing. Are both of them asleep? Monsters. Absolute monsters. Bad deal. This is a very bad deal. You're upset? You're very upset right now? Can they stop just sending Grimalkins at me? Please. Maybe? Have they considered not doing what they're doing?
Jeez.
Stop. There's a lot happening right now. There's a lot going on right now. We're only 9 minutes in! They're dead. They're all fucking dead. We've done it so bad. Yeah, every effect possible just occurred. So that's cool. Love that for me. Grimalkin's still there. Okay. Well, this could have been better. Stop it. You bad creature.
Jeez.
Oh, boy. Okay, set up a thing there so that it can shoot them, please. Okay, don't go further. Unless you do. Actually, unless you do. I would like, if I may, to have some more dragons? More dragons. Oh, okay. That's this we're done for. It's over. We've done it very bad. Basically, is the moral of the story here. Oh, Demon decided to do something! Where are we? That doesn't change that is now dead, and I'm gonna have to re-level it up. This is bad. Hey, this is bad. Hey. Not great. It's not fine, though. Here's the thing, it's not actually fine. It's not even okay fine. It's just bad. I mean, this is pretty much as bad as it could get. No, I think this is it. Not full of bees. Can they stop doing that thing that they're doing? Can you actually go and attack something? Oh, boy. Devo, I need you to stop crying. You're loud and obnoxious. I don't like it. No. This sucks nuts. They're gonna destroy my... Oh my god. Okay. Look here.
Jeez.
Look here. Look here, buddies. Oh boy. Oh, nope. Come back up here, buds. Demon thought about doing a thing. Oh, he can hit through the floor, apparently. Okay, that's cool. Love that for ya.
Jeez. Jeez.
Oh, this is bad. Hey, this is bad? No. No, I'm not gonna pet you if you're just gonna scream. That's not how this works, buddy. Sorry, friend. Alright. Can I just keep making butt ladies? Is the question. Should I just keep making butt ladies? Look, we're at the halfway point! Just gotta survive more onslaughts of terrible, awful things. Not easy. Can I need enough mana to make a purgatory rune so that I can start making those obelisks, because I think those would be very helpful at this point. I wouldn't say defeatist, just a realist. Let's get that in there. Then let's summon a ghost. You alright, Jody? What's happening over there, buddy? Hey, Toothless. Oh goodness. This is the one that I can use to summon... Yeah. Not enough mana. Perfect. Toothless is Jody's cat. Ooh. Can we... I would like... I would like another obelisk, maybe? Oh, bad things happening. I hate how these guys just go just out of reach of what I can aim for. It's kind of obnoxious, really.
My lord, it's my honor. I swear by my soul.
Okay,
It's
let's...
my honor. I swear by my soul. I swear
Oh.
by my soul.
Get them to do their thing there.
My lord, I swear
I
by my soul.
don't necessarily want
It's my
to
honor.
do this, but let's just go ahead and do this. It's bad. It's all bad. I can't summon enough dudes ever.
My lord, I swear by my soul, my honor.
Attack the imps? I don't think the imps can attack me either, though, to be fair.
My lord.
Okay,
My lord. My lord.
Can they stop? I know the golems can't, but I wasn't sure if the imps could, and I don't think they can.
I swear by my soul.
Just trying to figure out, like, which ones I needed to attack first, and it didn't matter. None of them could attack me.
It's my honor.
So we'll go ahead and finish off this golem. Because, like, some of the sorcery creatures can attack.
I swear by my soul.
No, actually, go up here, past the totem. Alright, there you go, bud. But can we put one nowhere? I should probably grab a couple more imps, honestly. Oh no. Is that a dragon? That's a dragon coming from somewhere. That's two dragons coming from somewheres. We're dead. This is it. I don't know where any of my Grimulgans have gone. I think they're all dead. So that's cool. So that's a neat thing that we gotta deal with. No, I want an imp.
Jeez.
This isn't gonna do shit. It's not gonna stop any of them from doing the things that they're gonna do. But, you know, that's fine. Do I have enough for a Grimulgan? I do. Don't know that it's gonna get summoned in time, though. Where are you going?
Jeez.
Okay, it's dead. Kitten, I heard you. Come here. Do me a big ol' favor and put this thing to sleep. So that I can summon... Okay, no, we're dead. There's no way we're surviving this. I think I gotta hunker. We gotta hunker down. I tried doing offense and defense at the same time last time, and that kind of just fucked us over.
Jeez.
So I think I just need to not do what I was doing. We need the phantoms were doing pretty good. So if we can get phantoms, chimeras, and dragons. I'll think on the chimeras. But we'll definitely just start...
It's about time.
Yeah, chimeras might be a good option, but I will hold off on that for a moment. Should also just level everything up while I can.
It's about time. It's about time. I shall obey.
And we'll have you defend there for now.
It's about time. I shall obey.
Defend. And then... Hold on. What are the higher levels for this one? I need to start paying attention to that. Ghost Charge, Phantom Berserk. And then... Ooh... Increases movement speed of Phantoms permanently at level 5. I will probably want to do that eventually. For now, let's just get a whole slew of ghost boys. For no particular reason. Other than they are great and they don't get hit very often. Wow! Alright, I say that, and then that occurs. Oh my god. The issue with the dragon army is I'm not getting near enough mana for them immediately. So I will as soon as... Yeah, well, ghosts hurt ghosts, apparently, a lot. So I'll summon more dragons as soon as I've got, like, a basic defense going on. I would like... Yeah. Because again, I can set up a couple of obelisks so that while they're roaming around doing their thing, it'll be fine. I could get that guy to show up soon, that would be great. Again, I should probably check to make sure that leveling this up is worth it. So I'm not just wasting mana. Necromancy attack up. It's worth it. Okay. 100% worth it. Okay, can I get them to... Actually, go from there to... here? Will you just continue down that way? I think you will. Fantastic. Let's do an obelisk there.
Jeez.
Level that up again while we're at it.
It's about time.
Would you go take care of that guy, please? Without drawing the attention of everything else, that would be cool. Okay, nope, you've done it bad. What are these bad sounds happening? Oh, those are good sounds. Yikes. Hey,
My lord.
phantoms. Hey, phantoms.
My lord.
I didn't want to select 4 of you, but here we are. Go up here, please. God, they're already so fast. Stop! Don't do that! Stop! Don't do that!
Jeez.
My lord. It's my lord. It's my honor.
Okay, and then go back and forth around there. I told y'all to make the thing. None of y'all are making the thing. Last level up? Yes, it is.
My lord.
Is that all of them? Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Hold on. I would like to select the phantoms that are here, please. Thank you. Thank you.
I swear by my soul.
Can I actually... Hold on.
It's my honor.
Homunculus shots suck! I hate them.
I swear by my soul.
Hey, go down there, please. And then... defend. Or patrol, I guess, technically. That should be, it's not a great... It's not a great defense. That's for sure.
My lord.
But...
It's my honor.
it's better than nothing. Stop! Fucking hell. Okay, alright, let's just go ahead and... No, 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 no. Oh my god. It's not even the dragon that's attacking us! The dragon's just sitting there, and that's fine. It can just sit there for a little bit. I just don't want my phantoms to, like, pull aggro on him at the moment. I would really appreciate it if they did not do that. So let's set them up to patrol from there to there. Let's do another obelisk here. And then let's summon us a dragon. Okay. And then if I can get enough. Who's attacking? What are you doing? Someone? Phantoms? Where are you? You absolute idiots. Okay. Hey, buddy. Do you want to do me a big favor and take care of these imps that are trying to, like, ruin everything up here? I would love that if you took care of that for me, since no one is. Thank you.
My lord. My lord.
Alright. Now, if you could all
I swear by
finish attacking the thing, please. Thank you.
I swear by my soul.
And then patrol
I swear by
a
my
bit
soul.
here. We'll just leave the dragon, like, here? Right in this general area. Come on. Kill him. Now go back. Now go back. Hey, if they could all stop, like, going off on their own, that would be cool. I would appreciate that. Fuck it. Dragon, go over there. Absolute idiots. All of them. All of them are fucking idiots. boy. Wowee. What a great time this is. What a fantastic time we're having here. You know, I love this. I really like getting my entire army just wiped out in an instant for no good reason. Oh no. Hey Dragon, do you want to be done now? Hey Dragon, do you want to, like, be summoned now? Dragon, you fucking piece of shit. Well, that's the end of everything. What a great time this was. I love wasting an hour over things that I can't handle. This one is almost as bad as the margarita one, only worse in some ways, and then not as bad in others. Advocat, I need you to shut up, okay?
Come on, you're up
Alright.
against me.
Oh boy. No, I didn't want all of you. I want the 4 of you to go there, and then I want the other 4 of you to go there, and then I summon a lot of ghosts, right? So maybe we'll just do dragons again, because apparently that's all I can do ever. Dragons, homunculi, chimera. Dragons, homunculi, chimera. Yeah. Yeah.
It's about time.
I need you here.
I shall obey. It's about
I need
time.
you here. It's no matter how much time I have, I don't have enough time to actually set up any sort of defenses that will do anything. Because by the time I get them all set up, they'll have fully powered demons and a dragon and so many little goopy boys that I can't do anything. And that's extremely unfortunate, really. More than anything. It's just sad for me. But, you know, it's okay. Let's put him here. Oh, no, not a Malkin. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to move my dragon here, please. Thanks. What does consume do? What does consume do? Eats ally familiars and recovers HP. It would be worth it for that level 4 one. Summon another dragon. These guys can kind of just be here for now. Alright. Alright, but what if we just got, like, allies who were just sitting around not doing anything? It's better than sending them off to die, you know?
It's about time. I shall obey. I shall obey.
Where is he going?
I shall obey. I shall obey. I shall obey.
Yeah, I'm at least putting them to use. It's not just like a waste of resources like it normally would be. They're just happy to be there. Really. Really, Demon? You're just gonna watch this boy as he electrocutes you? Okay. That's cool. Get him. Alright. Go back here. See, or like, if you've got an ally that's like about to die or whatever, you can just eat him and then get some health. And that's pretty cool. Stop. Stop. One more dragon. And then I should be able to have this rune completely healed up. Or not healed up, leveled. I mean, it definitely said eat. It 100% said eat. You are correct. It's fine. Okay, Egg, I was gonna wait for you to kind of get over to where I need you to go, but I don't think that that's gonna happen. So we're not gonna do that. But hey, look, you're all leveled now. Do we have anything for this Chaos Nest that will increase the health of anything? No. It's okay, fine. What does this end up doing? Nothing there for me to do. That's all demon powers. Okay. Okay, fine. It's okay, fine. Oh boy. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Also, thank you for the contribution to the reading stream, Fruity. You remember. Alright, let's get a Chimera in here. Probably a couple of Chimeras, honestly. And then I could put some butt demons around. They didn't do much last time, though. So I don't know if it's worth it. And I am kinda full up at the moment. We'll do it anyway. Okay. Okay, stay there, buddy. Okay, good job. Actually, if I could get you to face up a little bit. Nope. I need you to turn. There you go. No, 100%. They're not great for much else.
It's about time.
Not happy about that. Oh, I haven't gotten any homunculi yet, have I? That's a problem! Okay, let's get a homunculus in here. If I can summon 2 of those, that should be more than enough. I love the chimeras as well. I do, genuinely. There's just not been great times in which to use them. Alright, so let's leave.
My creator.
Let's leave our homunculi right here.
Exciting outside the box.
And then if I can get my Grimalkins to kind of hang out right here, that would be cool.
My creator.
Because then I know where they are at any given time, and that's helpful. Kick that boy. You kicked the boy. I would like to kill that cat. I would love to kill that cat. But I can't.
Creator.
He's a little too far away, but you know what?
It's about time. I shall.
He's close now. So guess what we can do? We can just slash a little bit. Hey, Chimera, would you like to attack the thing that's hurting you? Oh, goodness. Oh, ouchies. Okay, hold on a second. Would you like to consume this Grimalkin? And then do an attack on this guy. Didn't heal him up a ton. Oh, it's because he was still poisoned. That makes sense, I suppose. Oh, nope, don't go that, don't. Hey, little buddy. There you go. There you go. Cat took a nap. It's what they're known for. You know.
My creator.
Again,
Quite exciting outside the box.
we'll just take care of that situation right now. Next thing we'll do is summon another dragon, because I think we're gonna need them. Now we got 2 chimeras. And we're at the 10-minute mark and still have all of our defenses set up. I'm happy about this. Come here, homunculi. Hello, homunculus. Come here. Are you afraid? Are you scared? Okay. Now we got a little whirling flower of death legs. It's very good. We're happy about that. Where's that? Hey, bud! Okay. Alright. should set him up over there. Look at them go.
My creator. Understood.
What's happening up here? Oh no. Okay. Well that's fine. It is what it is though. Am I incorrect? Is my description of what these boys are wrong? Can we? Okay. Stop. This is going pretty alright. We have another Chimera coming, don't we? Yeah, we do. Alright, boys. Time to get rid of another one of these golems. It'll be fantastic, especially when we stop playing this game. Because then it'll definitely be one of those, like, what is happening? What was that about? Kind of a situation. And we're here for that. Hey, Chimera, need you there? Okay, buddy? Other dragon, need you there. Let's do one more dragon, because I think... Yeah, he's kind of hurting. They're both kind of hurting.
It's about time.
We'll put him here because he's gonna need replacement sometime soon. But look at that, we're 14 minutes in. Haven't lost that many guys. We're doing okay. Think we're doing all right. I keep mostly, what I realize is the issue is that I keep trying to diversify our teams, because I'm like, look at all these cool creatures that we can use, like check out all these things that can happen, and then we try it and it fails miserably because the game just wants you to use dragons and chimeras. Maybe a morning star here and there, but really, it's all about the dragons. And it's fine, but it's like, what if I want to use something else? Have we considered? I'm gonna summon some blobbies for our one boy to eat. He needs food. Jesus. Good God. This one? Yeah. Eat that guy. Eat that guy. Eat that guy. This is not a bad setup, really. For 50 HP or 50 mana, I can just eat a blob. It's a good deal. Dog wants goop. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. He likes the goop. I don't make the rules. He likes the goop. And now I'm getting cocky because I'm like, look at how great things are going. What if I just went up here and took out this dragon? What if I just took my Chimera Death Squad and did a murder on that dragon? He's also part lion. I don't know. Lions eat goop? Look, he's also got dragon legs, and I'm pretty sure our dragons would love to eat goop if they were able to. Do we risk it? Do we risk it? What if we just did like a... What if we just did like a quick save state? What if we just did a quick save state and then I don't know, took a chimera or something. Took our chimeras out and like, what if I just like put that boy to sleep and like come up here and maybe even like prep one of these, you know, for when this inevitably happens. And then we just kind of like kick everything real hard for a bit. Our cat did not put that dragon to sleep, and that's a problem. Hey, cat? That's not our Grimalkin. Our Grimalkin kind of got. Oh, there's our Grimalkin. There he went. Our boys need goop. That boy needs some goop. He needs some milk. You've done well, little buddy. Okay. That's just ghosts. There's nothing important up there. There is another dragon there, though. That's not ours! Well, there goes our hell nest. That is a little bit of a problem. And there go our homunculi. Alright. Can we just roll quickly, kinda? Just sorta make our way over here, roll fast. Kinda, you know. It's not great. It's not a great situation to be in right now. get a Grimalkin? Okay, fine. Hi, Cyril. How's it going? Okay, fine. Wow, he's hurting my Chimera lab. Don't appreciate that, like, at all. Not in the slightest. Hey, you wanna put that dragon to sleep now? Do you wanna put that dragon to sleep right now? Hey, Grimalkin, do you wanna put that dragon to sleep, like, right now? Cool. You did it. You done it. You got it. I love our chimeras. I don't know what you're talking about. Chimeras are good friends. Look at them. Now we got 2 of them. Look at it. Look at it. Now we'll eat this blobby because he's just sitting there. Chilling out. Minding his own business. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Jeez.
Consume. Yeah, like that. We're eating our friends like that. Cause sometimes things are a little tough, and you just need. Sometimes you just need a little bit of noms. Sometimes you just gotta eat a friend. It's not nearly as stressful as it has been. If that is helpful at all, if that makes any sort of difference in the situation. We're in the last 8 minutes of this stupid battle. My Chimera just scared the shit out of me. I forgot we had more coming. It's fine. We'll put all of our boys up in here. Here, boys. Come here, boys. All right, here. Again, leggy death flower. Let's make it happen. Go get them, kids. You got it. No. Don't go away. Coffee! I'm very happy for you. Drink some for me. Please and thank you. They are good! They're good. Well, they're good now. They're good right now because they're on our team. We do love the spinning nightmares. Oh god, don't flash like that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? You know what I did bad, and it doesn't even matter because we are more than halfway through stream. I didn't update Moobot, and I'm actually gonna do that right now. Oh my god. They are on our side. Don't worry, they're good friends. Hold on. Again, I'm just very bad at remembering to do it for this game because it's just such a chill game. It's mostly the content warning is me. I am the content you should be scared of. Okay, it's updated. Everything's fine now. I've done it. Alright. Am I wrong? Is what I said incorrect? I don't think it is. Hi, Devo. Hi. Whoa! 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 I'm Devo! I scream so much all of the time. Whoa! Devo. People say hi. Devo honks are delightful though. They're not scary. We got a dragon coming our way. Is it? Where is that dragon? Where is the dragon? Do I still have a Grimalkin or did I eat it? No, there's the Grimalkin. Somebody's dragon is coming this way. I don't know where it is. There it is. this is a big problem. This is a big problem. Put it to sleep. Put it to sleep. Hey, homunculus? I don't think I need you anymore. I think we got it, bud. This is gonna be bad for all of us. Everything is very bad for us. Give me 2 Grimokins, please and thank you. Kill that dragon real fast. Thank you. Stop! Oh no!
Creator, understood.
5.5 minutes. That's all. Kill them! Kill them! No! Our boy! Oh no, everything is bad. It's not a good time. Yeah, it's just a smidge intense. There's just a lot going on. It's fine. It's not fine. Nothing is fine. Everything is terrible. We'll make it happen. We'll get through it. It'll be okay. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and help out our slow dragon friend over here. And then come back down here maybe? And then... Oh no, I gotta get rid of those! Oh, that's way too many! No, that's too many! No, that's too many! Bad eggs! Problem solved! Handled! Not even worried! All eggs are bad eggs, am I right, Cyril? Oh, that was actually genuinely terrifying. I did not like that. Okay, I didn't actually need 2 of these, so I'm gonna eat one of them. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to have you still on consume. I just want to wait for our other Chimera friend. Please? He's almost here. Here comes the boy! Go! Get him! Fuck it up! This makes me very happy. Hey, do you want to kill this thing that's killing you? You should kill the thing that's killing you. We got a minute on the clock! And this is fine. There's absolutely no way they can destroy all of my rooms in a minute, so even if all my boys fucking eat it, it'll be fine. You know why? Because they've got 45 seconds to destroy, like, 6 rooms, and it's impossible. It's not gonna work. It will not happen. The good noises. They're good noises. There goes our boys. There they go. 20 seconds. Can't do it. It's not possible. Can't manage it. 8 seconds! Can't do it! We're good. We'll just take a second here to...
How's that?
We did it! First try! It's not our first try. It was not our first try. Not at all. Hey! Gehenna Ruin. Gehenna Rune has a dragon power up. So that's gonna be fantastic.
Let go of me, Grimlet. I'm not done yet. Once I regain the Philosopher's Stone,
Not even a
your
problem.
life is over and our deal
Not
is
even a
done.
problem.
Your soul shall be payment for my work.
Okay. I learned it from watching Grimlet. Grimlet eats friends.
So,
I gotta sit up.
you have solved me. I'm not in a good mood. This better be important.
Bruh, mood.
Grimlet, make a contract with me. Grant my wish in exchange for my soul.
A silly girl now holds the Lemegeton? You get one wish. Better make it count.
The contract first. I don't trust devils. You might change your mind and run away.
Travis, hi. Thank you for the
You
bubble.
want to jump straight into hell? Fine.
Enjoy your food
Sign
and
the
hanging out.
contract
Cyril,
in
thank you for the
blood.
contribution to the reading stream.
It's
How
done.
dang close are we?
Now, grant
Very
my
dang
wish.
close. You got a week left to get that 11%. Thank you, Travis, for the contribution as well.
Or is it
You got a
you
week left to get that 10%.
I'll do any dirty job for you.
Oh.
Ready? My wish is for you to embrace God.
Aw, dang.
What did you say? No.
Lilith's like, go die.
Now confess your sins. From now on, you will serve God and exist for goodness.
Me?
Okay.
No way. That wish is invalid. Now, pick a different wish.
But I can't. According to the contract, I can only ask for one wish.
Go to church?
And I know the contract is absolute. If you break it, well, it's bad.
Okay, fine. Advocate is very pleased, which means that I'm like
Is
everything
this
is
your
fine.
doing?
But no, thank you for the contribution to the reading stream as well.
No.
Hi, friend.
But I so wish that it was.
Also, Daddy.
I haven't felt such joy in 100 years. You're right,
Best
Lilith
boy.
Blan. If he breaks the contract, he'll be stuck in hell. I'll even defend you as a witness.
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, goodbye, Grimlet. You absolute
Professor
piece of
Gallo,
shit.
Are you all right?
Yeah, he's fine. And if he's not, oh
What
well.
happened to Grimlet?
About that.
He writhed in agony, defeated by a girl, and fell bottom first back into hell.
And gone.
It seems like he fainted again. How do you explain this, Lilith Blan?
Grumbledore.
Mr. Advocate, I can't reveal my
Dumbledore.
chips. It's the first rule of magic.
Lilith, no. Stop. Stop with your bad jokes. Okay. Let's save and see what's going on. What next? What now? Grimlet's handled. Calvaros is handled. There's a secret room here. I have to sneeze, I think. No, I think we're good. Nope, it's there.
That's good, Golem. You can back off. The hole in the
Okay.
floor is big enough.
Ow.
Oh, The entrance was under the floor in your room.
Also, Advocat just called me a
Well
hoe.
hidden, I must admit.
He didn't, but we can pretend.
I can sense a warp in space
Thanks,
deep
Cyril.
inside the passage. The stone
Thanks.
must be there.
They're extremely painful. I think I've talked about it before, but for those of you who don't know, my sinuses are too small. So when I go to sneeze, all the air can't pass through them in a single go, so it's this terrible, it's like a balloon explodes in my head and then the air comes out. It's miserable. Nah, that's cool. Mobile lag is a very
Now,
real,
Mr.
very
Advocate,
understood
you have
thing.
to wait here.
What?
It's not great,
You're making me miss all the fun.
but they're cute as hell.
Talk about sour grapes. If you think that I would steal the stone, you owe me an apology.
No
If
apologies.
I believed everything a devil said, I'd be sore in more ways than one.
You think I would lie when you have King Solomon's grimoire in your hands?
Blow out your ears. I didn't need eardrums. It's fine.
If you want this grimoire back, then stay right here.
Goodness gracious, you guys.
Such cruelty.
Also, I just keep
You
looking at
calmly
this,
make
being like,
deals with devils.
I need
You
money
truly
so I can make my
cannot
Advocat cosplay again. I need money. Hey, I need money.
Oh? I
wanna
thought my soul was
cosplay.
uncouth and rustic.
And who told you that?
Cartoon character Inky blowing smoke out their ears. Oh no. But it's actually just snot and grossness coming out of my ears.
It's protected with so many runes.
Yeah.
It
Same
really must
thought.
be Calvaros' treasure. Maybe I should have had Mr. Advocat come with me to help.
Snot out the ears.
Now here we go.
So much snot, so much earwax. It's just, it would be gross. Also, what the fuck is up with this map? It just goes on for forever.
Okay.
What is, hold on, I missed. What am I doing? Destroy all of Calvaros' runes. Okay.
Okay.
You want something?
Okay, fine. One more.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay.
No, girls, I
Okay,
need you to.
okay.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Okay.
I am snotty now. Oh my god, hold on. Do you think we can beat this level in a half hour? Okay, fine. Okay. I mean, granted, we can always go over a little bit. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Alright. Can we just... Here, let's just do this. Right? Can we just, like... Do you just want to, like... Hey, should we, like... Should we do, like, one of these things again? Stream forever. Alright, we're never stopping. Oops, all streams. Oops. Oops, all stream. That's the one that I need. And then...
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Everything is shaking and I don't know why. 12 hours sounds okay, fine. I gotta get ready to do like a 12 plus hours stream. I don't think that's how long the Streamiversary stream will be. However, I imagine it'll be very long. And since we're doing a subathon on Halloween, it'll probably go for forever. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. I'm not entirely sure that I'm ready for it. Okay, fine. Can we... I am scared. Can I take these ladies over here real quick, see what's creeping over here? Is it anything? Yep, that's definitely a thing. Okay, okay! Mistakes!
Okay, fine.
Alright. Okay, fine. Yeah! Halloween subathon! It's gonna be great. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna finish Silent Hill 4, because that's what we did last Halloween. And then maybe, possibly, potentially get through all of Silent Hill 3? Because it's my favorite Silent Hill? We'll see. It's still leveling. No, 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 no!
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay.
Yikes. They're good. They're good, wild, weird games. And I love them. I love them. They're some of my favorites. Hey, ladies, if you could kill him before you die, that would be cool.
Okay.
Kill him! Kill him! Good job. They did it. Let's just get 5 chimeras! I love the first one. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we do that? No! Oh no. Oh. No. Oh! No!
Okay, fine. Okay.
I don't like this! If this Chimera could show up soon, that'd be cool. Hey, Chimera! Hey, Chimera! There it is! There's the boy! Not me being ultra concerned! Get out of here! Oh, fuck. Leave him alone! Stop hurting my boys! Allie, hi! Please. I need them to stop being stupid, dumb, astral dummies. Fantastic. Love this. This is great and perfect, and I love it, and it's great and perfect, and there's nothing wrong at all here with this whole situation. Nothing at all. Are they gonna be done being stupid astral dummies? I'm not happy, if you couldn't tell. Stop! Leave them alone! Stop! Leave them alone! It has been the last couple of streams, but not always. Has not always been.
My creator.
Hey, kill the fairies. Hey, kill the fairies? Do a murder on the fairies. Do a murder on those dang fairies. Thanks. Thanks. Hey, thank you. It's been an unintentional change where we're kind of just doing whatever. You know. Waiting to get some new hair dye. Until then, you get this weird blonde silver nonsense. Yeah, no, it has not always been a whole ass person, but it is now, and it's perfect and precious, and we love it. Oh, hi, llama. Oh, hi. Can we... It was the Gehenna rune that had... Ooh, this is not a great place to have this located. Oof. Okay, well, you go there. If I summon, like, 3 dragons, right? Hey, as long as you're having a good time and you're drinking responsibly, then it's all good. Pointing with a whole human definitely gets the point across. I just love her little, like, look at her face when she wants to go attack something. She gets angry. And it's adorable. And then she gets very excited when you, like, hover over one of your boys. And it's just adorable and precious, and we love it. Lamia, if you could stop stepping on my foot, that would be great. Thanks, kitty. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, actually, wait, no. Cancel. No, it was a power-up, wasn't it? It wasn't health. So this is fine. Is that all 5 of them? It is. Jesus. Let's go ahead and take care of this little gal right here. So that she's not even a problem. Alright, look here. I would like to select all of the chimeras to come up here and ruin the day of all of these creatures. Thank you. There's a dragon egg under here somewhere. I heard it.
Okay, fine.
Maybe?
Creator.
There it is. Found it. Egg. Egg. Much egg. Kill this thing. Kill it. Kill the thing. Kill. There you go. There you go. Okay. And then if these guys can just kind of like hang out up here. Their egg. Hey, no. Actually, hey, no. Actually, no. Imp, no. And then if you could just kind of hang out over here, that would be cool, friend. Wiggle dragons are very good. Fucking hell, can they stop with that nonsense?
My creator.
Get it, dragon. Get it, dragon. Just up here. Okay. That's a lot happening over there. I should do one more. But we'll start taking these kids down. Seeing what's going on. No! Can we... Okay, you're gonna Good job. Now, if you could come over here, that would be cool. And then if we could just take care of these real fast, that would be great. Thanks, buddies. What else can I do, though? Summon more chimeras, that's what. This is an oops all chimeras run this time. Don't even worry about it, it's gonna be great.
Go Kaysh go, I believe in you, and by I mean Kimmerald. This is a message from Kimmerald. I love you, I've loved you this whole time. Maybe one day you will love a robot voice like me. Anyways, kill those bad guys, gotta go, I have a dentist appointment.
Thank you, Cyril / Kimmerald. Thank you, Cyril. That is precious and adorable. Oh my god. Was not prepared. Happy death disappointment? Oh goodness. Wow, yeah, no, that's real weird that got a that was from your account, even though it was from Kimmerald. I guess Kimmerald speaks in strange ways sometimes. Whatever ways she can, right? It's very important, especially for an axolotl, to take care of their dental health. Little known fact about our sweet little axolotl friends. Very susceptible to dental problems, but you know.
My creator.
Yeah, that's the canon. Have you not seen? I mean, that's the, hold on a second. Hang on a second. We're gonna change this flowchart real quick, mostly because, or no, I'm gonna add a different image. Hold on. I gotta show off Kimmerald now. Kimmerald, our lovely robot axolotl. This is gonna take me a second because I have moved everything and I don't know where anything is anymore. It's fine. Is it? That's not it. That's not where she is. That's also not where she is. Where the fuck did I put her? I am very concerned. I'm very concerned now. Kimmerald. Hey, Kimmerald. No. No.
Don't I appear when cheering happens?
Yes. This is true. There she is. Okay. But also, that's very large. This is Kimmerald, our lovely text-to-speech robot axolotl. She's very good and very precious, and we love her. We love her to bits. This is just what she do. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. It's okay. Now you know. I mean, it is cute art, but it's cute art of text-to-speech robot Kimmerald, the axolotl, the robot axolotl, the very good robot axolotl. We love her too, and with bits. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, I thought I told my homunculus to, like, do the thing. Like, do the thing. There we go. There we go. Hold on, let me catch up on this. But also, I'm okay. I mean, am I not supposed to wish someone a happy dentist appointment? Dentists are awful, and I hate going. But it's like, hey, I hope it goes well for you. Also, I love Little Shop of Horrors. Alright, what's happening here? Can you... Yeah, let's just do this. He's one of those wild and crazy guys, you know? Go do the thing. My sweet, sweet chimeras. Hi! I'm sorry, are you crying at me? Hey, are you meowing at me? Are you saying things? This is very unlike you. Hi! Do you want to come here? We can say hello to everyone again. Okay, or you can knock things off my desk. That's fine. Look who it is. It's a sweet little Anya. Hi. It's a sweet little Anya. Let me just scratch your back, and then you can do the good licks. Not on me. Don't lick me. Yeah. Hi. Thanks. Thanks. What are you doing? Yeah. You're stinky. I love you. I forget that cats don't like vacuums because none of mine give a shit about the vacuum ever. I very often roll over Lamia with the vacuum because she won't move. Hi. They're good babies. Hi. She just wants all of the attention right now and I can't give it to her. I'm almost done, okay? I promise. Yeah. Roll her over. Just flop her over. Give her a little chest scratch. What are your paws doing, huh? Huh? Do you wanna... It is facts. Look at her. Are you very happy? Are you just so pleased to be getting attention right now? Thanks. Thanks. She's a good girl. Mwah. I'm gonna set you down, okay? Flop! You don't do the floor thing very well, do ya? No. Okay. I'll snuggle you after stream. We'll watch some Evangelion and snuggle. She's a good girl. We adore her. She does do a lot of karate when she's very happy, and she's very happy very often. No, I want that boy. She's a good kid. Hi! I don't have anything for you right now, Lamia. I'm sorry. I get... Yeah, but they're also perfect in their own ways, you know? I don't know. I love Willow and Peaches so much. Thank you for the bubble. Thank you. Can we... God, there is so much happening right now. Oh, our poor Chimera buddy is just getting destroyed over here. Oof. Oof. Where did they go? Where are they? There they are. Okay, Willow, I love you. You're perfect. Genuinely, though. Perfect baby Willow. I just love dang cats. I just love the dang cats. Oh no. Oh no. Well, this is a problem. Or just keep doing that. That's cool too. Did my dragon up? No. How did you get past? Yeah, it's a huge map. This is insane. Alright, here, hold on. Real talk? Real fucking talk. Why is it that so many dog people are like, no, only dogs? But then you got cat people over here who are like, I love cats, but dogs are pretty great too. What is up with that? Like, real talk? What? I like dogs, but there's so much fucking work, and I can't do that all of the time. My cats are so low maintenance. Well, they're extremely high maintenance as far as cats are concerned, but I can ignore them for a day and they'll be fine. I ignore a dog for a day and it's the end of the world. What is up with dog people? No, I mean, I love animals. I'm just here for the animals. I just happen to have a lot of cats. Because I like cats. But I've had rats before. I've had a dog before. They're fine. They're all fine. Yeah, no, 100%. You can prefer dogs. I just know so many, like, I know a lot of dog people who, like, swear by absolutely hating cats. And it's just like, but most cat people are just like, yeah, dogs are pretty chill. I didn't mean to get so fired up about that. I just feel so strongly about cats versus dog people, I guess. I don't know. Ugh. I need more chimeras. I'm realizing that I don't. Oh, we got more chimeras already. It's fine. Let's go ahead and summon another one. There's so much, and it's like, yo, you can like prefer dogs, or like whatever, it's fine. But also, I love my cats. I love my babies. See, I think a lot of the issue for most people is that, like, especially dog people who are like adamant about, you know, cats being assholes or whatever. It's like, I think the issue is that they try and treat the cats like a dog, and you can't do that. I've seen this post like for years now, but talking about like the difference between like cats and dogs, and how dogs are like, they usually just chill with whatever, whereas like cats are very much like a consent animal. They don't like certain things and like fully expect you to like get their permission or whatever. You can't just yeet a dog around. Not always though. I don't know. I don't have the energy or the resources to take care of a whole ass dog. I would love to have one, but I am not fit to take care of one, so I won't. Oh my god, fucking morning stars. I mean, I would 100% try and take the consequences. I love Great Danes, Malamutes. I just want a big ass animal. But again, too much work. Oh no, don't put me to sleep. Stop! Where is this fucking Grimulkin? Up here. Kill it. Thank you. it's just, animals are a lot. I love my dang cats, though. I would genuinely be lost without an animal. Alright, what terrible thing is happening down here? Death? Death is happening? That's cool. Fucking hell. Where are you getting these Grimulkins from? Why are you getting these Grimulkins from? This is a problem. Yeah, well... Can you wake up, buddy? Hey, friend? It's just a thing. It's just a whole thing. Where does that even come from? Kayshurrr, wake up, please! So it sounds like we can all agree. Fucking garbage, goddamn beast! Oh my god, okay. I need more. Oh. Oh, that's okay.
Easy task.
Okay, I see.
You want something?
No, absolutely. I mean, this is the issue that we have out here. We've got a shit ton of farms everywhere, and nobody wants to spay or neuter the animals. And it's like, that's an issue.
You want something?
I'm tired of people taking care of animals. Well, not even taking care of animals, I guess. Just like having animals around and then not fucking taking care of them. That's an issue.
You want something? Easy task.
Dumb people. Has my Kayshurrr woken up yet? Hey Kayshurrr, do you want to get rid of that Grimulkin that was ruining our day? Maybe. Oh, this is a problem. Oh, slow Kayshurrr! Okay, that Kayshurrr is dead. No matter what I do, that Kayshurrr is gonna die. Fantastic. Love that. It's perfect. Are you still... You're not. What happened to my dragon? That's the real question. I had a boy over here. And I don't anymore. And that's kind of an issue. Lamia is giving me the stink eye. From across the room. I'm sorry, Lamia. I'll be done soon, I promise. Did we do everything that was over here? I want to say yes. Can we? I'm gonna summon more ghosties. And then we're gonna... As soon as I get enough mana, which is now, I'm gonna put another one of these here. Because why not? I don't think I need this guy here anymore. Actually, keep that guy there. Keep that guy there. Hey, bud, you stay here. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. I would like more chimeras, honestly. If I could get more chimeras, that would make everything much, much better. Fucking hell. Hey, bud.
Creator.
Do your job. We're doing okay. Mostly just trying to get through it. We haven't died. This map is just so dang big. It's so dang big. And I would like it to not be as ridiculous as it is. There's a lot. Let's go ahead and get another chimera. You know what? Can we just... It's probably not the most intelligent thing to be doing. Right? But let's just go ahead and do it. Make sure that this whole area over here is clear. I think it is. Heck yeah, it is. All right. Let's plant this boy here. Let's plant this boy here. And then... And there's no crystal over here. Okay, good to know. There's a crystal over here, though. Go here? We should be completely fine on... mana for now. Very exciting for me. Do I want to wait for that last chimera? Probably. We'll chill out for a second. I think all of the rumbling is from our dragons. I hope it's our dragons. How bad would that be if it wasn't?
My creator.
Let's put him here.
As you wish.
So that I can easily find him. And then we'll just hang out for a second while our last chimera shows up. It's gonna be great. Yeah. How's it going? How's everyone doing? Oh, what's that? Bad dumb fairies, but they're gonna die, so it's okay. We're almost there. Please. Just this last chimera. Please. Thanks. Thanks. And then we'll get them all together. What? How? Oh. You monsters. Yeah, we got our death legs coming. It's gonna be great. The only downside is that this freaking demon is here.
My creator.
And I don't want to deal with that at all. I could hear that homunculus from very far away being like, it's exciting outside the bottle. Precious. Okay, let's continue down. If we just make our way all the way down, then we'll... It's a lot of kicks. There's so many legs. We have made a monster. And that's pretty cool. I like monsters. We've made a blender! It's very good. It's very good. Okay, where is that homunculus? I put him... I don't know... Okay, there's the center of the screen. There he is. There's a dang Charon over here trying to ruin our day. No, guys, I need you to take care of him now. While that astral field is up. Good job. Good job. You don't need to stop. It's fine. Come up here and destroy this. There are a lot of sounds happening right now. Wowie. Wowie.
My creator.
Okay, is this the bottom of the dang screen over here? Very nearly. It's too many.
My creator.
It's too many ghosties. Our chimeras aren't feeling great. They could be worse off, though. Okay, I should definitely go start summoning more. Oh, where is everything? This map is too large. Alright, that's okay. Wow. That was a whole adventure that we just did. There's a lot of enemies down there. And I think they are slowly starting to make their way up here. Perfect. Love that. Can we? I would like to block the staircases. Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely kick them. I need all of my chimeras to show up first, though. So we gotta wait a minute or two while the chimeras spawn. But that's okay. Did I finish leveling up that Gehenna rune? I did. And then, are you... Not the fairy hit squad. They are useless to us! Can I put this here? Like, I mean, we might as well, right? Worst comes to worst, they die. But that's okay. Oh my god, how... Sorry. This is gonna be a lot. I'm very excited about that. No. 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 I hate them so much. Okay. That's only 2. I need more than that. Can I put you here and then put you here? Put you here? How's it coming? I'm not gonna be able to summon that then, but we'll have them queued up and ready to go when some of ours already die. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we can get one more. And then we'll take him out for a spin. It's gonna be great. Dang, it's awesome having chimeras. I would like you a little closer to here, actually. Yeah. And then, there they are! There they are! Let's go, buddies. Oh god. They're so fast compared to our dragons! Oh, I love it. Oh, that's okay. This is an acceptable reason to be lurking. Also, never apologize for having to lurk. It's understandable and okay. What's going on up here? Yeah, you got it. It's perfect. Oh! Oh! There you go. Let's... I should just bring this homunculi with me. Homunculus. But that's just so much effort for him to keep up to my buddies. Hey. I don't know. I've heard that you can change them, but like I haven't figured out how. If you figure out how, let me know. Twitch needs to figure their nonsense out in so many different ways. Alright. No! Bad cat! Goofy boys! Goofy boys! Where's our other... There he is. Can we... Okay. There's a lot happening. Oh! Sorry, that's a lot of boys! Look at him go! Look at him go! Oh, wow. Oh, now they're all synced up. Yikes. Oh, Lord. Come on, Gillis.
Creator.
Let's travel all the way back down here. Because we gotta... One of these guys is gonna go soon. No, he did. Alright. Alright. It only lights up where I have my allies. So like there'll be like a trail of where I've been for a little bit, but it eventually disappears. Yeah, it's not fantastic. Which is one reason why I try and be at least semi-methodical about how I'm moving around the map. By like taking all like down one side and then doing the other side to check for runes and stuff. This is not great. This is not great. I wish. Nah, you gotta pay attention to what you're doing, and it's fine. Nah, it can be a little stressful just because it's like, alright, did something like show back up here, or what? What's happening? Oh, there goes, okay, there goes the chimeras. Hey buddy, I think you're gonna want to stay here for a minute. While we get our buds again. We gotta wait for our friends to be resummoned. Oh. Okay, fine. There's a buddy. What else can I do in the meantime? I think this is about it. Kind of chill here.
My creator.
We'll help the dragon out. Get rid of that fairy a little faster. Why are y'all hurt? Who hurt you? We're almost done with this level, though. We're very, very close. I don't necessarily want to wait for all these chimeras. That takes so long. No, we'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait for 2 more. I don't want to rush it. I mean, I do. But it's fine.
Okay, you want something?
Just put that there because we can. Send the elves down that way. I mean, I don't need any more mana at this point. Can we... Get him, bud. You got this. Take him out. You got this. Good job. And look at that. Our last Chimera is basically here. And then we'll just go down the center of the stage and finish up what's at the bottom. Let's go! They're so fast. Sorry, I'm still just like marveling at how quick they move compared to the dragons. It's not... It doesn't take much to be much faster than them, but it's still very nice. Still like it. Just... Are you ready for this terror? There they are. Alright. Boy, oh boy. Fly back on up here.
My creator.
There's another Chimera up there. He can stay there. He lives there now. Please be the last rune.
Thanks, everyone.
We did it! The one wasn't particularly hard, just very long. Okay. That's fine. It's a very large map. I think that was like one of the last levels, though. Is this it?
That is the Philosopher's Stone? That's right. You're early this time. But even so, I've waited so long. No. I don't even have to ask. Though you're more mature, I already know. Yes. You are me.
Aw, dang!
Welcome to the place where it all began. I've given this explanation so many times. I've come here so many times. But every time I went back, I forgot everything. You didn't release the grimoire?
What a twist!
If you drop it when time returns, it starts over. There isn't much time. Listen. When the bell rings, you'll go back 5 days again. But unless there's a result for the time that looped back, an inconsistency occurs. If the act of using the stone disappears, there is no proof that time turned back. That's why, because I am the cause, I stay outside the boundaries of repeating time. But I am trapped in this prison of time, watching myself live through the loops. Why did you decide to go back? How many times have I told myself this? I'm only going to tell you one more time. I don't even know why it's like this. I'm not the first. I, like you, came all the way here and met my other self. We both tried to escape, but I found that I was now chained to this room. The other me disappeared.
Thank you for the lurk, Travis.
But before that, she told me, when she first came to this room, she saw an old lady with a hunched back. It's not months or years. You've ran through time for thousands of years. Whoa.
Whoa!
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Didn't you
Too
find that
many.
strange? During the time you've been trapped, You've gained much experience. You, right now, may finally be able to shatter the Philosopher's Stone. If I can't break it, I'll forget everything and go back again? Be careful. In the worst case, you will switch with me. You will be stuck here. That's... And even if you are successful, I will disappear. Listen, I don't want to be stuck here until I'm old enough to be a grandmother. I'm going to become a fantastic magician. Isn't that right, Lilith Blonde? But you're going to disappear. Would you rather repeat this again? Now break it, and live beyond this night.
Do it! Aw, dang.
After that, I was interrogated for destroying a great treasure, but Professor Gamble helped me.
Oof.
There's no need for the stone. I never want to experience that again. I returned to the school right after, but I left not even a year later. Like my other self said, I completed all the courses in 5 days, so I graduated. With Professor Gamble's recommendation, I worked at the Royal House of Magic. My parents are very proud of me. With the money I sent, my brothers went to school. Amaretta lives with me in the city. She never ages. So now I'm older than her.
My sweet little gay babies.
She sings at the city theater, and the royal families even come to listen to her.
This is the end. We did it. We beat it.
Margarita.
Nobody cares about Margarita.
She lived under Professor Gamble's guardianship, but I hear she just ran off. She's also a very skilled magician now.
Right?
So
Get her
there's no
out of
need to
here!
Rumor has it she's fighting the Archmage's remnants. I wouldn't be surprised.
Also, yes, I love Lilith just gushing about Amaretta. They're my sweet gay
Partito
babies!
returned to his home country.
No one gives a shit about Partito
Professor
either.
Gamble found out he was a spy.
He wasn't very subtle about it.
It's better than being turned over to the government. He moved here a few years ago.
Gross.
He sent some love letters, but I heard he was a real player.
Fuckboy extraordinaire.
And the tower, it still remains here, just like before.
No. Fruity has a point.
It's been a while, Professor Gamble.
You still call me Professor.
Right? Just Partito and Margarita. We didn't get any updates on Hiram.
Though there may be much for me to learn from you, I have nothing to teach you. Thank you for coming, Mage Consul Blonde.
Oh, Professor, please don't call me by that ridiculous title. I don't like formalities either.
You are... Gaff, wasn't it? I see. So you had gone with Miss Blonde.
This room, it's still the same. I'm glad everything seems to be fine.
How is Amaretta doing?
She kept begging to come, but I left her at home. After all, there is a devil here.
Ha! So why have you come all this way?
The government is investigating the ghost of Luge Pichet. I thought I'd apply.
Luge!
Aren't you a sight for
New
sore
homunculus.
eyes?
It's been a long time, Dr. Chartreuse. Is that Amaretta next to you?
No. This is my new homunculus, Talia. With her, I'll get closer to holy power.
Nice to meet you, Talia. I'm Lilith Blan.
Careful, Chartreuse. I'm gonna steal her from you, too.
So, is there an angel inside this one?
No. This time I chose a fairy core, but they fear alchemy, so she's very shy.
Also
Talia
precious.
is part of my family now. I'm sure everything will work out. Please, stop by my lab later. I'll show you a new method to create chimeras.
I would love to. I'll see you later.
Right, Chartreuse? Hey, buddy. Probably not the best combination of things.
Doesn't that guy ever learn?
No, he doesn't. We still love him, though. Our boy!
Mr. Advocate, it's been a long time.
Lilith Blan. A professor must always be respected. I'm glad you know your manners. Have you seen Margarita or Hiram? They just call me the devil. Such rudeness.
I'm sorry. I used to say that too.
Unfortunately, Hiram and Opalneria are currently out investigating some ruins.
There's still a thing. There's still an item, though.
Opalneria used magic to become younger. She looks like she's a schoolgirl. I can only imagine why she did it. Women are so foxy since eating that apple.
So she's doing well with Hiram. That's good to know.
Good, he only denounced the crown for her.
As you can see, this room still remains.
Luge disappeared from this tower. According to Opalneria, she went through this room and traveled to another world.
Will she ever return?
Who knows? She is a person of whim. But no one has ever returned from here.
I'm sure she's causing trouble wherever she is. That woman is something else.
And we never got a sequel.
By the way, who's winning that bet between you two?
You are quite a woman. How many secrets did you discover in those 5 days?
I've still got enough marbles to not depend on a devil.
I can solve your problems, Professor.
Do you plan to embarrass me like Grimlet? Don't even joke about something like that.
With your talent, you'll have no problem disciplining any devil.
It's not talent. I will never in my life forget those long, whirling 5 days. The other me, who I'll never meet again. Have I become what you wished me to be? A great magician.
It's probably for the best that you don't meet her again. Paradoxes and all that. So that's GrimGrimoire. We did it! We beat all of them except for one on normal. Yeah, it was a good game. I do enjoy it. Yay! We've done it! It's a good time. But yeah, it's like one of my favorite games from my childhood. And I'm glad that I've replayed it. It's about time. It's been a couple of years. Good game, good streamer. Good game, good chat. But yeah, can we skip through this? Fin. All done. All done. Yeah, it came out in 2007. We never got a sequel. Ever. Ever. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Alright. Alright. Well. Let me exit out real fast. Get out of here, game! Fuck. that means we're done with it. I figured it was gonna take us the rest of the week, but apparently not. So I guess we'll start Bloodstained on Wednesday, for the afternoon streams. Oh, well, thanks for being here for it. I think I've said it before, but, like, this has been one of, like, my favorite parts about streaming, is just sharing games with everyone. And that's kind of the reason why I wanted to stream in the first place, was to share new and old games with folks and be like, look at this thing that I like, or like, let's play this together and experience it for the first time together, or whatever. So being able to share, like, one of the ones that I, like, really loved as a kid has been very nice, especially since everyone seemed to enjoy it. It's a good game. And now everyone understands, okay, fine. And they know what I'm referencing. Because that's been a staple in my references for years. For years! And no one knew. Emmy knew. She was the only one who knew. Gotta be here for our fun little freak out. Okay, fine. Now everyone knows about it. It makes me happy. But yeah, let's go ahead and set up a raid. Let me get the raid messages up first. First one is for everyone. Second one is for subs. Let's see who we got online. I only have a couple of people. Hot Cross doing some Dead by Daylight. Black Girl Gamers doing Thief Simulator. Ghost Panda doing some Starbound. Queer Company doing Yes Your Grace. I'm sure there might be some more on, but you know, Twitch doesn't like showing me. Does anyone have any recommendations? Do any of those sound good? Nope, those are the only people I've got on. If no one has recommendations, we could probably go hang out with Panda. We haven't raided her in a while. Boop. What are we feeling? Don't have anyone. Let's go hang out with Panda then. Check out some Starbound. Oh. Little Leaf TTV. I will look at them. I'll write them down so I can check out their content though, because I'm here for that. I like making new friends. But yes, as always, thanks y'all for being here. It means the world to me. I love y'all, and it's very fun to just hang out, and it has been very nice, especially since, like I said at the very, very start of the stream, it's Monday and it's already looking to be a super shit week for me. This has made it substantially better. We'll be back this evening with Vampire, which I'm very excited about still. But until then, take care. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.